What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video.
I rep the West to the death, but my life is better. I've shed blood, shed tears, man, I stormed bad weather. I caught an L at 19, that's a cold-ass letter. But now I'm back in the world and trying to make it better forever. They counted me out at a young age, but now I'm living proof. I'm in this booth, I'm spitting truth, you see me on the tube. The Dub Show, homies bounce and roll. The Dub Show.
On Friday, I did a video in response to a correctional officer being interviewed by an ex-convict. And in the video, I pointed out how neither story was correct. He talked about two people that were friends of mine, two people I did time with, two people where I was there with them, right? And so I just wanted to clear up that, in both cases, this CO was saying stuff that was beneficial for the California Department of Corrections. Saying that Shanky was on a kamikaze mission in the middle of a riot between blacks and Southerners, that he just, for some reason, some unexplained reason, he decided he was going to hit a cop that was all the way across the yard from him. Somehow in his mind that makes sense. And it justifies taking his life when Shanky was not rushing a cop. And Shanky was actually getting down in prone position when he was shot and killed, right? And then the other one where my cellie hit a cop while he was trying to get a different cop, and this cop decided he was going to break the thing up, and my cellie hit that cop, and then it turned out he had killed Shanky, and this correction officer says that was in retaliation, that they waited 5 years. What an awesome story. Far from the truth. But it was made to be assumed that it was a sanctioned hit in order to give my cellie more time. Right? So I wanted to make sure we clarified those things. Now, what I did do is there's a correctional officer that has been interviewed on YouTube. That correctional officer worked in New Folsom during those incidents and worked in New Folsom while I was there. I reached out to that correctional officer after I saw him on 16 Alive. Go and check out the video. And I was able to contact him, right? And so I reached out and I said, hey, do you remember this CO? And I sent him the video. And he said, let me get back to you. Let me watch it. He got at me and he said, never heard of him. Don't remember that name at all. And that, nothing major. It is what it is, right? And later that night, that correctional officer said, just so you know, I reached out to 4 other COs from New Folsom. Nobody's ever heard of him. Now, I believe the ex-convict, because I didn't watch the whole video. When I heard that part right there about New Folsom and Shanky and my cellie, I stopped the video and I made my video. I think the ex-convict that's interviewing him knew him in High Desert. So apparently he was part of the ISU in High Desert. And this ex-convict knows him. My thing is this. It seems as if people are willing to embellish in order to garner more attention on YouTube. The last video I said, prison is bad enough, man. As long as you tell the truth, believe me, it's bad enough. People lose their credibility when they're talking about stuff other people have first-hand knowledge of. And you got to remember, there were 1,000 people on that yard, housed on that yard for both of those incidents. When Shanky was killed, everybody spoke about it. Everybody knew about it. As far as on the yard, everybody's whispering, damn. Shanky was very much respected and liked on the yard. He had done a hit on the yard, got sent to Pelican Bay, and then beat it on an inmate appeal, and then came back. I told that story. When he came back to New Folsom, they used to have a property window on the yard in B facility. And they'd post it. The program clerks would come in the morning and post. They'd tape a little paper on the wall, whoever has packages or your property, whatever. And you come out and you check, oh, hey, it was cool, I got a package, or hey, my property. And we were out on the yard, and Shanks was like, man, I got to go get my property. I said, come on, I'll roll with you. Stood with him in line when he got his property. He went and got his property. We came back. We went to the top of the yard. We got on the table. And there was about 5 of us there. This is an old video. I told this story a long time ago. It's an opportunity to retell this part. When we were there, kicking it, Shanky said, he was talking about the dude that he had hit. The dude he hit was a monster. And he said, you know, that vato could have killed me in the chow hall. He said, but he gave me game. He said, and I learned from it. He said, the next thing that I do, the next pegada that I do, everybody's going to hear about it. Self-prophecy, huh? The next thing he did, he got killed in. And everybody heard about it. So when a correctional officer talks about something like that, you know, the second one, when the cop got hit, yeah, people heard about it. But what happened to Shanky was world news. It's a lot of people that remember. But everybody that was there knew he wasn't going after a cop. So when a correctional officer, a former correctional officer, gets on camera and has stories to tell, people want to hear that. Why do you think Hector Bravo was successful? People want to hear both sides of the coin, but they want to hear truth because it's ugly. There's no need to add extras. This correctional officer, maybe he just heard it secondhand and he just spoke as if he knew firsthand. I don't know. I don't know what the motivations were, but I wanted to go ahead and just put that out there. And there's going to be people, of course, he talks to correctional officers. Think what you want. I don't hang out with no COs. I'm not the one that comes out with alleged paperwork on people that only a CO can get, only a cop can get. I don't do that. But this correctional officer, and you guys let me know in the comments if you would like me to interview him. I asked the live the other day, and when I was on live, and a lot of people said, yeah, interview him. This correctional officer, again, you can go to 16 to Life's channel, and I believe he did 2 videos with 16 to Life. He was one of the yard cops. You know, for those of you that have never been to prison, there's cops that are assigned to like vocations. There's cops that are assigned to like the chow hall. There's cops that are assigned to the buildings. And there's cops that are assigned to the yard. They report every day to work, and they hang out on the yard. And they're usually assigned to a specific group, and they monitor what that group is doing during the whole yard. And this guy was very, very professional. You know, we played our cat and mouse. His job was to figure out what the hell I was doing, and my job was to make sure he didn't figure out what I was doing. The cat and mouse game. Anyhow, It's Sunday. It's a day of reflection. I was actually going to do a video on that. But to me, this was a little bit more important. And I see a lot of people were really into that video. And so I just wanted to add that. And we won't be discussing this video anymore. It's no shade on the ex-convict, of course. He wasn't there. He doesn't know. And it's no shade on the correctional officer. This is just another correction and a little bit of insight. Again, 5 COs from that prison say they've never heard of that CO that's talking about what happened in that prison as if he was there. Maybe I should interview him. Anyhow, that's my video for today, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, man. I'm out of here.